Okay. So I have a bunch already pulled up, and I don't have any LinkedIn profiles, but feel free if you want to send me yours. I'll take a look at them and let you guys know how they look. But yeah, so let me just make sure this is good. Okay. So let's start. Okay, so he starts off by putting his education at the top. I see a lot of people do this. I personally, like, my resume is structured where, and again, I haven't used my resume in a while just because I don't really apply to jobs anymore because I'm 100% in on this, but I have work experience at the top, and all the way at the bottom is my education. And that's just because I think that it's probably the least relevant. If I'm going to be honest with you, if I'm someone who's looking at an intern that we're hiring, or even someone for an actual full-time role, the main thing I'm looking for is your work experience. Yeah, if you want to share your resume, join. I'll type here, !Discord. Let's send the link. There it is. So join the Discord link and put it in here. I'll show you guys right here. So there's this channel and this channel. You could send your LinkedIn profiles in here and send your resumes in here. And again, if you want to blur out your personal information, you can. So make sure you do that, so it's just not up on stream. But yeah, so let me keep looking. So that's Northwestern. He put expected graduation date. That's okay. Some people don't like that. Second school that he was at, the date. Also, by the way, one of the first things we're noticing right now is the dates are not right justified. So you can see that it ends here, and then another one is spaced all the way back here. These should be all the way to the right, furthest most point on the page, and they should all be lined down. Like it should be on my cursor. The last letter or the last number should be right where my cursor is, going all the way down for the dates. You can see his dates are all at different spots. But I do like that this is one page. Some could say that it's a little bit cluttered, so maybe taking out some things. So like, let's see what he would do. Also, some of the spacing looks a little bit odd, but I'll get to that next. So he lists technical skills next. Majority of this looks good. Again, like this section, I would just delete. It's not necessary. This should be capitalized. Don't know why this is all lowercased. And this is a present. So you see how, oh no, this is past. So all these should be in past tense. This is good. Work on a data visualization project. Shooter. Then agile development. Okay, and this is also a past job too. And you see, like, he capitalized it here, but this stuff, he forgot to capitalize it here. Okay, I guess that's fine. I also don't really like the multiple commas and listing it out next to the name of the company. Play a game. Another time. We're gonna play the Jackbox games where it's called Patently Stupid, where you create your own business ideas. Remember that game? We're gonna do that for our live stream. I have that planned. But for right now, I just want to do this. Certifications and accomplishments. Okay, I mean, I guess, like, if you're currently learning something in LinkedIn Learning, I guess you can add that. Okay. Then he has his academic projects. Good, I like the hyperlinks. Like, for all of you tech people at the top, you should already have a hyperlink to your LinkedIn account and your GitHub, like, automatically. Every resume should have it. If you want to send your profile, join the Discord. I'll send it in the chat. And then there's two sections. So there's resumes and there's LinkedIn profile, and you can send either one in the channels here. So join the Discord and send them there, guys, and I'll get to them. And then he has extracurricular at the bottom. Learn quickly and be productive. Okay, like this is super generic. I would honestly take that out, and I don't even think this is proper English. 5 years of teaching experience, managed and hosted Dazzle 2K19 to 20 Fest. Okay. Yeah, so overall, this is pretty solid. Again, to recap, I'd push education further down, and I would move up your work experience, then your technical skills. Certifications and accomplishments is okay. And also fix some of there's inconsistencies with the capitalization of things. But yeah, so this is pretty solid. This is like a 7.5, 8 out of 10 resume. So good job. Okay, so this is the next one. Where could you share it? In the resume section in the channel. It's right here. So hashtag resumes, hashtag LinkedIn profile. After you join the Discord, just drop it there. I would also blur out your personal information unless you don't care that I show it on stream. That's up to you. Okay, so immediately when I'm opening this resume, I'm seeing colors, which again, this person seems to be tech. Yeah. So colors just immediately makes it look not professional. Again, this is depending on what your major is and what you're applying to. So a marketing major, sure, their resume and their portfolio that they send over could have a lot more color and unique features that you wouldn't normally see, but this, just make everything black. All these, there's no need to make this blue. It is one page, which I like. Okay, so they have the projects first. I would probably put experience first. I do like that education's a little bit lower. Their major, expected graduation date, good. Okay, so Project Ella. Let me make sure they have, okay, good. The most recent job experience is at the top, which is really good. You should always have that at the top of your experience list. Like this right here, he has, I'm assuming it's a guy. They have their most recent experience that they're working on at the top of their list of other different experiences. So let's see. So this was a past job developed. Good. So they're missing periods. Only some sentences have, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'll zoom in. So only some sentences have periods. So all these sentences are missing periods. Prototypes and tested for potential applications. This isn't really an action verb sentence, so I would change that. Like built prototypes, something like that. This is good. Conducted this as a part of good. Developed. Engineered, good. And again, so another thing I'm noticing is the fonts, especially when you zoom in, you notice it. So I'm trying to read this, and then the dates are massive, sticking out, and they're way bigger than everything else. You usually want to keep, so like this text should probably be font size 10, and this text should be maybe 11 or 12, so barely bigger. And it shouldn't need all these bolds and different, I think it's even a different color. I can't tell though, but yeah, it's way, so definitely decrease the size of all this. And you also don't need parentheses. So delete all the parentheses on the dates. Engineered, good. Received good. There's a spacing issue here. Spearheaded attendance management. Good. Directed operations and technology. Okay, this looks good. Led hands-on STEAM education. Okay. Again, I'm assuming this information is correct. I don't know if it's supposed to be STEAM or STEM. Good. So this is really good when you use numeric values in your descriptions. I don't think you should be having one bullet point per experience. You should have at least 2 to 3. So you have, in your project section, you have 2 bullet points. Your experience is more important than your projects. Usually, people will care more about the jobs you've held and internships you've held more than the personal projects you've had. They're still important, but experience is more important. So you should be having multiple bullet points. I'm gonna review your resume after I saw it got sent. And then the skills at the bottom is fine. But again, my issue with the skills section is most of it is super bland. So they'll have like words like budgeting, optimization, planning, communication. It's like most of these are not specific, and they're also things that most people have. And it's like if I'm reading a resume and I see that these are some of your skills right here, it's administration, it's like I'm not going to care about these, so you can get rid of these. Okay, so overall resume is okay. I'd probably say it's like a 6 out of 10, but it can easily be improved. So it's a good start. Okay, I saw someone else sent the resume. Okay, try to send it as a PDF just because Word documents are super annoying. Okay, and if you're okay sharing your personal information, I won't blur anything out, but just make sure if you guys are sending me your information and you wanted to have your personal information blurred out, just go ahead and do that. Okay, so your name's at the top, address, LinkedIn. You can honestly decrease the size of this. It's super over the top. Okay, and so you have a summary. So a lot of people like adding summaries to their resumes. I never understood the point of it. So I don't have a summary on mine, and I also when people send me their resumes for our internships, I skip over the summary instantly. I think it's just a waste of time for me to read, but maybe certain employers like it, but I'm just letting you know this summary is not helpful at all for most people. It's kind of outdated, and most of us don't even ask for it on resumes anymore. So you can honestly get rid of it because it also takes up a lot of space on your resume. You did keep it to one page, which I like, but if you delete this, you can add a lot more useful things like more experience, more jobs, more personal projects you've worked on. So I see you're into coding and tech, so that would be a big place to add that. So some of your skills, good. Again, like, so this stuff is super basic. Like almost everyone is skilled in these at some point in college. It's just a given. So you can honestly get rid of this. Try to find something more specific. If you see it kind of on other people's, I don't know if it's, but stuff like this, where it's exact languages. Again, he has it here. You don't need Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Excel. Yeah, it's fine. Again, it's different. If you're a younger person, you obviously won't have much built up. So yeah, that's fine. If you don't have anything, this is a fine start. Don't worry. Your education, good. Expected graduation date, good. Experience, marketing, retailer, realtor. Date, good. The location's over here. It's a past experience, so developed and executed targeted marketing campaigns, good. Music as communications. This is good. Although your dates are inconsistent, you see how this date is bolded, and then you have these dates italicized. So just, you don't even need these to be italicized. So just unitalicize, unbold. Just keep everything over there. Also, some people like to write it as this. Like if you write it out, March 2024, instead of writing 3, 2024. Most resumes use this format. I'm sure, yeah, it's right here. So try to use this format. Month, date dash month date. Month year. I don't know why I'm saying date. So month year dash month year. Don't use numbers like this. It's just it's not what the standard is. Your leadership supported the executive team in organizing cultural networking events. Good. And then you have your volunteer stuff. Good. I like when people add volunteer stuff. Again, fix this. And this is a past thing, so you can use action verbs in the past tense. Participate in a community event. Good. all periods. Helps clean over 10 community zones. Good. Okay, so again, and you should probably try to hyperlink this instead of writing out the giant link. You can also customize your URL for your LinkedIn so it doesn't have all of these random letters at the end. So you could look up a YouTube video on how to do that, but it's super easy. What else was I going to say? And yeah, the other thing is just you condense everything that instead of making everything like stretched out. So like this kid's resume is a good example. You see on his education, he has the university, the locations over here on the right side, and you see yours is the school, and everything is just comma stuck next to each other. So what you can do is type the university and then click tab, 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 then type the date, the location over there. Then next line, type what your major is, tab, 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 tab over here, and then add your anticipated graduation date. Now you could just say like, just take a look at this education versus this education. This one's way cleaner and it flows much nicer in the resume. This is super compact, and you also have your education and honors and awards in the same section. These should be separated. So you see how this guy has campus involvements as one section, skills as another section with the line under. You should have education and honors and awards should be split up like that. And you can move education to the bottom, or at least right under your volunteer stuff. So like put education down here, move up experience in your list as well. Yeah, I can share the thing, but it's not going to be helpful because I didn't really do anything to it. So just watch back the video and see the changes I made. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I was fixing something on my phone. Yeah, so I would share it with you, but I basically made no changes. So, guys, as I'm telling you the changes, make sure you write them down. Thank you, no problem. I love doing this. Okay, let's go to the next one. This person sent their resume in. Again, guys, please send it as a PDF. And also, please, if you want to, blur your personal information out before you send it to me. If not, if you don't care, then, okay, I'll just pull it up. Okay, so this person's resume. Okay, so the first thing I noticed, you see how your first name is bolded and your last name is not? That's inconsistencies in a resume, and people take note of that because your resume is something that you're sending out to multiple different companies, and it's something that you make sure is perfect before you send it out, because people like us who are recruiting, we're getting hundreds and thousands of resumes all the time. And if you're someone who has something that's not consistent in your resume, like spelling errors or bolding errors, we're immediately thinking that you're not a valid candidate just because of that. Usually, most of the time. So please, you don't even need these bolded. Just unbold first and last name. Address, phone number, good. Your email, good. And your LinkedIn is hyperlinked as well, which is good. I like that. Again, you have a summary. I don't think the summary is necessary because it just wastes space on your resume, and most of the time I just skip reading it altogether because it's not what I'm looking for. Again, guys, the most important things on your resume that people are looking for is your experience, then your personal projects, I would say, if you're in the tech world at least, and then your education towards the bottom as well. So skills, summary, definitely not. Like, I'm skipping over this right away and not reading it. So I would go straight to your skills section. But again, if you want to, you can leave it. And I kind of like the format of this resume. It's also one page, which I like. But here's the thing. I'm noticing right off the bat, you have key skills and skills. That's super repetitive and not necessary. So what you can do is just have one. So just have one skills section. And you can list it out like this. So move these skills, pick and choose. You don't need 500 skills. We get it. You guys are probably experienced in a lot of different things when you're in the tech space because there's so many different platforms and softwares you can use. But in reality, you don't need to list all 500. So something like this stuff right here. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. These are super basic. Get rid of this. This is okay. This is really good. This is really good. Data analysis okay is fine if you want to add it. But yeah, the most important things are the softwares, the coding languages that you know. Yeah, see, and this is the problem. So I read up here, it says you're certified in this and this and this. But then down here, you have it in your certifications here. So you see, I'm reading it twice, which means it's unnecessary. It's repetitive. And like I said, the resume is you just want to have one sentence for each skill. Like the skills and your experience and all these different things should only be mentioned once throughout the resume. You should not be mentioning things multiple times. It's just a waste of time and takes up room on your resume. And it also makes your resume look poor. Okay, let's continue. So, operations executive, good. Again, the dates, change up the dates. Let me pull up a notepad just in case so I can write it out. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so your date should be written out like this. March 2022 dash April 2023. Whatever the case may be. You should not be writing dates out like this. Or whatever, even if you write it like that. I said 13. Okay, so you should be writing it out like this. It's much cleaner and easier to understand for the person who's going through your resume. Okay, but I do like that your experience is towards the top. Then you have your education. See, like, take note of this guy's education. This is pretty clean. So he has, I would put your university first, then your major or whatever your master's is in. Again, like, you have USA. Put the state. Not just you. Don't just put the country. Put the state, then country. And change the state, change the dates, change the dates, change this so it doesn't just say UK. Good, this is good. Certifications. Again, you could just list out the name of the certification. You don't have to say you earned it or you got certified in. You could just say, yeah, like, this is fine. Skilled, and this is not necessary. You could just say Google Analytics certified, Google Ads certified. I mean, I guess if you want to leave that in, it wouldn't hurt. But again, like, I try to keep my resume very bare bones and basic. Don't try to add too much extra stuff that takes away from the main points of the resume. Projects. This should be projects. And this seems like their job experiences. I don't know why they're under projects. A data analyst is a role for a business, so I'm not sure why that's under projects. But okay, anyway. And there's no dates, too. So you need to add dates. And what these were a part of. Were you working under a company? Were you self-employed, doing it yourself? You got to mention where these were taking place, because this just seems like it's a lie. Like, you could just lie about this position. You were a data analyst, where, when. Especially if you mention stuff like this. You're mentioning numbers, which is really good. I like that, but by 30%, where? For who? If you understand that. And you're a market analyst. Again, why is this all caps and this is lowercase? Again, just inconsistencies within the resume. So fix that. Make sure it's just all lowercase, except the capital of each word. Lowercase this again. AI-driven marketing analytics platform. Okay, good. You mentioned the company here. Led the data analysis and focusing on customer segmentation. All right, that's fine. Although you could delete, there's an extra space down here. You see how none of your other sections have that? Except here, but then these don't. It's just, again, it's just inconsistencies throughout the resume that you have to pay attention to. And make sure everything is right, justified, good. Also, get rid of the blue color. You can change the color of your hyperlinks, guys. Make them black. Otherwise, again, it just looks really ugly. Key skills. Again, like I said, combine the skills section and the key skills section. You don't need both. Add something else that you would find useful, like awards or volunteer work or different things like that. Okay, so overall, pretty solid resume. It's a good start. It's really appealing to the eye. It's just the content is kind of messed up. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. So good job on that. Okay, next resume. Okay, let's see. Zoom in. Thanks, you're welcome. Okay, so your name. It's okay. I think your name's fine. Just make sure all of your fonts are the same, by the way, guys. If you're going to use a font, if you're going to use a different font for your name and then a different font for everything else, don't do that. Just use Times New Roman for everything, guys. You don't really need special fonts. Just use the basic Times New Roman for everything on the page. The only thing that should change is the bolding certain things or changing the font size of certain things. But the font itself should really, and the font colors should always be black. Again, make all this black. I really like the hyperlinks here, though, that you have one for your portfolio. Oh, for the last one, too. I don't know if you had a portfolio hyperlink, but you should have that. This is good. LinkedIn, good. Capitalize the I in LinkedIn. Again, like, these don't need to be underlined or in blue, but I guess you could leave them underlined. Not the email, but the hyperlinks you could leave them underlined. Okay, other than that, it's a good header. Then you have education at the top. I know this is what mainly people push. People say to have education at the top of your screen, top of your resume, but I don't like that. So I wouldn't do that. I would put your, see, like internship experience. This is what catches my eye. I don't really care where you went to school. I don't care about your GPA as much. The most important thing is your work experience and your projects. And also, this is 2 pages, so this is right off the bat a big issue because your resume needs to be 1 page. So shorten that out. There's definitely things you can cut out. People always say, oh, I don't know what to cut out, but you definitely can. First of all, you don't need 3 bullet points on all of your projects. So some can only have 2, or maybe all can only have 2. Your internship experience one should have 3 bullet points because your work jobs are way more important than your projects. So I see this should be capitalized, the D in designer. Also, let me finish looking at this. Good. 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 The spacing's really good for all of this stuff. Everything is right justified going down, so that's good. Okay. This is a past job. Oh yeah, make sure you guys use abbreviations too. I forgot to mention that. So if it's for a month like December, don't write it out like that. Do this. It makes it way cleaner. Good company, web developer intern. Look, this was a past job. This is done, so you shouldn't have a current action verb. So learned about backend development, Node.js and Express.js. Developed a real-time chat application. Good. I think there's supposed to be a period at the end of here. Here are your projects. FridgeMate. Designed food management application for a 4-person team. Look, there's no dates to any of these, so over here on the right side there should be dates. And I guess location if you really want. If it's just the location of where you live, then it's not an issue, but they should at least be dates so I know when you worked on them. Identify key pain points, good. Also, there's no period. Again, guys, it's things like this where it's just grammatical error things. Again, you could literally take this entire thing, copy it, paste it into ChatGPT, and say, are there any grammatical errors, punctuation errors, and ChatGPT will tell you. And those are just the super basic things that you need to be knocked out to make sure that you're not submitting resumes with issues like that. Okay. This needs to be capitalized. Including booking difficulties. Okay, perform competitive analysis, created wireframes. myplan.com. Conducted. Good. myplan.com. Signed, executed. Yeah, most of this is good. Again, this is all in past tense, so I'm assuming that these are previous projects you've worked on. But again, there's no dates, so make sure you add dates. Zoom fatigue, good. I know font sizes and colors and resumes and how recruiters will get or reach out to us. Yeah, the biggest issue is inconsistencies with your font and colors. So everything should be Times New Roman, everything should be in black. And you should not be missing periods or having spelling errors or having capitalization errors like here. Volunteer experience. Also, it seems like your titles are different colors, but I can't tell. Your topic headers are different colors, but I'm not sure. Just make sure everything's black. Good. Campus ambassador, good. Okay, this looks good. Also, let me make sure your most recent is at the top. Good. You want to make sure your most recent experience, dated wise, like it's in chronological order. So what was your most recent work experience? That should be at the top. Can you review my resume? Yeah, if you guys want your resume reviewed, go into the Discord. I'll type !Discord now. Join the Discord, and there's 2 spots. So there's the resume and the LinkedIn. Send it in either channel that you want reviewed. Just make sure your resume is in PDF format, not Word. And if you want, blur out your personal information before you send it to me because it's going to be pulled up on stream. Okay. Student partner here. Conduct. Okay, this is a past tense job. It should be conducted on campus seminars. And spread the vibe. You should probably have a better bullet point here that talks about more what you did, because this doesn't tell me enough. This tells me nothing about the job. Like, these are all good. These bullet points are good. I understand the projects that you worked on. I understand what you did here. You did back-end development, and you developed a real-time chat web application, but here it's just not really understanding. So maybe just add a little bit more to that. But I do like volunteer experience. And also just try to get it to 1 page. Again, you can even decrease font size to get your resume to 1 page. Skills, let me make sure that all these skills are okay. Good. Wireframing. If you use Figma, mention that. Good. I saw you mentioned it here. Your language is good. Certifications and training, you have a hyperlink here. Okay, that's fine too. Okay, yeah, this is pretty solid. This is a good start. I'd probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10. So good job with that. Let's do the next resume. You didn't send it to me in the right format. So send me the PDF. But we can do LinkedIn's, because I know some people send over their LinkedIn's. Let me just pull it up to make sure it's good. Okay. All right, let's take a look at some LinkedIn's. And in the meantime, when's the next guest speaker live stream? It's probably like majority of the times I'm probably going to start streaming on the weekends now. So expect weekend streams, maybe 1 during the week stream-ish. But I'm just too busy during the week to do streams. And also more people are free on the weekend, so it just makes more sense to do it on the weekend. So hopefully next weekend. I'm still in talks with some people about coming to speak, but yeah, so just make sure you're in the Discord. And yeah, possibly next weekend. Okay. Okay, so like, these pictures are like, they're okay. but I don't really like basic pictures. You should have something more tailored to you. Also, I think that's like a watermark there or something right here. So yeah, it just kind of looks unprofessional. Your picture's good. I would avoid using emojis in your title, like the header. It's kind of unprofessional. Good, your verified profile. You have your college up here. You have LinkedIn Premium. God bless you spending that much money on LinkedIn. Your about section, again, there's an overload of emojis here, so it gives off ChatGPT vibes, so I'd stray away from the emojis. Okay. You mentioned the things you use, what you do best, good. What you're passionate about. Okay, this is fine too. A call to action, I guess, is okay. Featured document is your resume. Okay, that's fine to add. Again, make sure your resume is good, though. You shouldn't be putting your resume on your LinkedIn if it's not almost perfect, because then you're just showing off something that's is much worse than you want people to see. And your LinkedIn profile is a lot easier to keep without, like, it's a lot easier to keep clean and not have people say, oh my gosh, that looks terrible. But your resume is something that if people see it, they can get a first impression off you immediately. And if your resume is formatted terribly, it's going to give people the wrong impression of you. So if you ever put your resume up on LinkedIn, please make sure it is good and there's no errors with spelling or punctuation or capitalization, whatever the case may be. Good, you post pretty consistently, it seems. Oh yeah, let me connect with everyone, by the way. If you send me your LinkedIn, I'll connect with you while I'm on the stream. Okay, your experience. Maybe try to bullet the experience, or you do something like this, where you have a dash and then say, conducted, blah, 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 blah. Just because it looks way cleaner. Like here, I don't know where the first sentence ends and the next one, besides like a capital, but no, because you didn't capitalize this here. So you see what I mean? How it just almost looks like a messed up paragraph, like a messy paragraph. Other than that, the content seems okay. Just make sure there's periods at the end of all these sentences. I'll always love when people add numbers, talking about numerative values. Education, good. Good, make sure you add all of it. All the schools you went to. If you guys been to multiple different kinds. Multiple different schools. If you transfer schools, you should be having your old schools and your new schools up on your profile. Projects. I really like this, except again, the emojis. I just think emojis are... Like, I could tell you use ChatGPT if you have emojis, and that just turns me away from reading the information. Good. You should be linking any projects you worked on with that specific thing that you're listing. Credit risk analysis, good. Again, you link something for the project. Again, like you can do this for the words, for the descriptions. I don't like reading big paragraphs. I just kind of want to see things bullet pointed out. You don't need to go into really super detailed depth. Wait, I see the same thing twice. Seems like you put credit risk analysis twice on your profile. So make sure you fix that up. And yeah, it's always good to add skills. But again, like, it's not a big deal. Good, your skills are listed out down here. And that's it. But yeah, like, the issue with that is just like... The issue with the skills is that people list so much more than what is actually true for them. Like 85 skills, it's almost like you're just putting things just to increase the total number that you have listed out. So you don't need to just list every skill imaginable for every single project and every single experience, because it's unnecessary. But anyway, this LinkedIn profile is pretty okay, especially because it seems like you're a pretty new student. So you probably don't have much experience yet, and you're probably pretty new to LinkedIn and resumes and job hunting and internship hunting. Yeah, you just started school. So yeah, this is pretty solid. This is like a 7 out of 10. Yeah, let's look at the next LinkedIn. Again, I gotta close out some of these tabs, guys. Okay. Already connected with you. Okay, so again, this picture, I don't really see why it's necessary. You should be having something more, something that is you worked on, or something that goes with your personality, maybe your school, maybe something you're passionate or interested about. But just like a flag or something, it's just super generic. But again, you can leave it up if you want. It's not a big deal. But I just think these pictures are pretty important when you look at a LinkedIn profile. Okay, so your name's good, your company's up here, your school's here, it's good. This looks good. Your about section. Again, just space out the paragraphs so there's a space in between. Currently a junior. Okay. Talk about your transfer process. This is not necessary. Talking about sports and basketballs teach you teamwork. Although respect that you play basketball. I love that, but you don't need to mention it here. This is not the place for it. Good, you have active activity, which means you're commenting on stuff. Hey, you're reacting to my posts. Love to see that. Your education looks good. You don't need skills here. Don't add skills in your education section. It just makes no sense. And that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed this completely. Good. Again, you should have this stuff like bulleted, or like this where you have a dash, space, talk about it. And also, if you're still working on this job currently, you have things that are in the past tense. So fix that up. It should be develop, blah, 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 collaborate. The stuff should be in current tense, present tense, sorry. Okay, and you added some skills, not too many. That looks good. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty solid. Again, this is like a 7 out of 10. Just needs some, again, you're probably someone who's new, so you don't have too much experience, but this is okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, again, with these pictures, this is just stuff you're pulling off the internet. So it's just stock image stuff. There's no real need for it. And also the picture's kind of blurry. So again, try to have something more personable. Something that you've worked on, or something that relates to your school, not just like some generic motivational quote. But again, if you want to leave it up, go ahead. That's fine. Okay, this is fine. Again, you could say you're actively looking for a summer internship in your bio. I guess that's fine. I never really did that because I feel like it came across as desperate. I'm already connected with you, good. But again, if you want to leave it up, you can. This is super condensed. You can space this out. You could bullet point kind of your main things about who you are, what you've worked on, what you're interested in, instead of just writing a small little paragraph. Okay, you have a personal portfolio that's featured. I like that. You're active on the activity section, which is good. Okay, for your experience, you don't have any bullet points for any of these things, so I don't really know what these jobs entailed. So you can add different bullet points about your experience and what you did, so I can understand what you did for these. But other than that, it's good. Like, you put the dates and what type of role these were. These were all internships, it seems. And you added skills. But just make sure to add bullet points for these. Hold on, grab some water really quick. Give me a second. Alright. Oh my gosh, my throat's killing me, dude. Talking 24/7. Okay, education. This looks good. You have, again, you don't really need to include your degree in your education, whatever the whatever school you went to. You don't need to include your degree, diploma, or what's the other one? Your transcript. You don't need to include that. Skills. That's good too. Okay, again, because the profile seems pretty bare bones just because you don't really have a description about anything. You just have, because again, anyone can lie about this stuff. So just try to add some experience details, some bullet points that you worked on. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so it's pretty solid. Again, probably like a 7.5 out of 10. And you have your contact info here, which is good. Yeah, solid start. Okay. You get the next profile pulled up. Okay, so again, the first things I notice, pictures. So this is a stock LinkedIn picture. These guys have their masks on. COVID's over. Change this picture. Do something else. Don't use LinkedIn's. I'd literally rather you have it as a blank picture instead of LinkedIn's. Don't use LinkedIn's pictures. Their pictures are not good, and they have no personality to them. Again, you should add a profile picture. Having no profile picture immediately makes your account stand out in a bad way. This looks good though, but you have 2 lines in certain parts of your description, and then you have 1 line up somewhere else. So just make sure you keep it consistent. Just do the 1 line, and you don't really need to write 500 things in your titles, guys. I noticed these tech LinkedIn accounts have it all the time, where you guys have like 8 different action verbs that you guys do, like business intelligence. You don't need these super stereotypical lines. You could just have data engineer, big data solutions, maybe some of these that you worked on, but you don't need like this data analyst and data engineer. Like you could then delete this, but keep data analyst. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get the fact that it's super repetitive. You guys don't need all of these things in your headers. Okay, let's see. About section. Like this is a clean about section. This is okay. You don't really need this at the end. But you see how he has the background and it's short bullet points, some key details. I'm not sure why there's these stars. That seems like you use ChatGPT to have that written for you then, so get rid of that stuff. Everything else seems okay. You haven't posted yet. You should probably start posting stuff, even if it's just really basic stuff. Just post something on your page so it gives you traction and you get put out there. Experience, this looks good. I'm not sure why you're using stars. Don't use stars. Use bullet points or dashes like this. Again, this is a job that you have in the present tense, so I'm not sure why these are past tense verbs. But these look okay. Like this looks like good. These look like good descriptions for your roles. This looks good. You don't really need stars, like I said. Good. Oh wait, this is a past tense job, and you have present tense verbs. So change that to used. Used again. This education's okay. And skill section. Okay, so yeah, just fix up a little of those things. Again, this is like an 8 out of 10. It's just these 2 pictures are killing you. Fix up this. And fix a couple of small things in your descriptions and your about section. Yeah, overall, it's a pretty solid LinkedIn profile. Okay, let's see who's next. Someone sent a resume. Okay. So first thing I noticed in your header, you have these icons and they don't even show up. Like, I've never seen an icon like this in a resume. You don't need this. Delete this. Delete this. Delete this. No pictures. No icon graphics. You should be having it like this. Your phone number, whatever it is. Then you have a line like that. Then you have email. Then you have this, and then you could hyperlink your LinkedIn. So this should be hyperlinked. Don't have the full thing written out. It just looks unprofessional. Okay? Again, I talked about the summary earlier. Talk about it again. I don't see the need for a summary on a resume. I think they're very useless and they take up a lot of room. Again, you have 4 paragraphs for your resume. That's insane. And that's the reason why your resume is 2 pages, which is a very bad red flag. So you're shorten down your resume to 1 page. 2, either shorten the summary or get rid of it, because no career recruiter is going to read this. I'm not going to sit here and read almost an essay worth of information when I could just go down here and say, oh, okay, he was a data engineer, he did this. Like, I read this stuff in 1 to 2 seconds. So get rid of this or shorten it. The spacing looks really weird here. Not sure why it looks like that. Make sure all your font is consistent. Use Times New Roman. But this is okay. Like, the skills you put seem to be okay. You don't have any really basic skills listed that I would say get rid of. So for your professional experience, I'm not sure why there's different colors. And also your line ends before certain text. You see this line should extend completely. So I don't know if it's a formatting issue on your end, but again, I'll use this resume as an example. See? This is how your titles should look, guys. Except this guy's resume is super packed, but it's fine. So change these colors. You don't need to bold everything. You guys think all of these titles need to be in bold. They don't really need to be in bold. There should be a space here. And again, I just realized your roles have a ton of bullet points. So the rule of thumb I usually use is 3 to 4 bullet points. Not even 4, honestly. I would say 3 bullet points per experience that you have listed. You should not have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever amount. Way too much. Find the 3 or 4 most important and narrow it down. Other than that, it seems okay. Like, these are solid bullet points. I think you have periods at the end of all the sentences. This should be capitalized. You gotta like, again, you guys can just take all of this into ChatGPT and say, are there any mistakes when it comes to punctuation, capitalization, grammar, things like that. Change this to black. I think your dates are right justified. Again, it's hard to tell. Yeah, I think those are good. I need like a ruler on my screen or something. Actually, I could just go like this. Yeah, no, this should be pushed back more. You see how these aren't lined up? So fix your spacing. Make sure everything is... And down here, too, you see how your dates are pushed all the way to the right? I think it's because your resume goes past... You see how all of these resumes stop here? These margins, I think is what they're referred to. You shouldn't be writing in the margins. See how all these resumes stop here, but yours sometimes goes way out? Whether it's on the left side or the right side. I guess it's really just on the right side. Don't go over the margins. Everything should be in between those lines on the resume. Okay. Other than that, this looks okay. just go through. Again, I'm not looking for every single punctuation error, but you can have ChatGPT do this in a second. Projects. Okay, this is okay. Again, but like, just ask ChatGPT to rewrite this section because you said used, using. There's some errors here, and some of this is bolded and some of this is not. I don't know why that is. And then your education at the bottom, which I like. I suggest everyone puts their education at the bottom. You don't need to abbreviate the college. Just keep it at Sigart University, Lovely Professional University. You don't need to call it LPU and SHU. This is fine. This is fine. Again, like, just these spacings they're not even. Like, you could just look at this and see that the spacings are wrong. They're not all the same and not right justified. But other than that, this all should be a space here. Again, guys, I might miss really small things, like there's no space here. That's just stuff you have to go through. Again, this is your one resume. It's your only resume, so it needs to be perfect. So take 1 hour and go through and read through to make sure that there aren't those dumb errors like that. Because errors like that make your resume stand out. Like, I'm gonna be taking you a lot less seriously because of these errors where you're missing spaces or you're spelling things wrong. It's just not an issue you want to have when you send your resume to recruiters. But yeah, I think that's all of the stuff that you guys sent in. If you guys have some of you guys only sent your resumes in and not your LinkedIn profiles. So if you guys want me to look at your LinkedIns, make sure you go ahead and join the Discord, send them in here, and then send in your resumes too if you're also in this stream and you haven't sent them in. But until then, I'm going to go over some other resumes I had on backlog while we wait for you guys to send in yours. And I'll probably do this for another 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Full stack developer. This guy has a summary. I would get rid of this. Again, it's just like a giant paragraph. Very unnecessary. Okay, then his skills are listed out in box form. I don't know why it looks like that. Don't make your resume look like an Excel sheet. This just looks very bad. There's no borders too. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff wrong with this resume. It's 4 pages long. Don't ever write references available upon request. It's useless. Don't ever write that. There's just no point. Your education, there's not enough information here. It's also... Look, I just suggest, if this is your resume, I suggest you... I guess this one was okay. Take a picture of this resume and copy it exactly. Format-wise. Your resume should look almost identical to this one because there's a lot of issues here with the way it looks. It's also way too many bullet points. Wow. Like, this is stuff that you put on your... So the good news... Yeah, no problem. Best of luck with your career search. So the issue with your resume is you can only keep a short amount of bullet points and a short amount of information on it, right? Your LinkedIn, however, you can double the amount of bullet points for your job experience that you put on. So like this, copy and paste this and put it on your LinkedIn profile. But for your resume, you should have like this. These. And if that, you can honestly do just these 3. Absolutely should never have this amount of information. It's way too much. Again, it's just your formatting. This doesn't even look like a resume. Like, it looks like, I don't even know, because you have boxed in things here, but then you have no lines, no separation, no sections here, and everything's just listed out. Yeah, it's just, like I said, just look at that person's resume and change everything. Send it back when it's a little bit closer looking to that one. Okay. This person's resume is pretty clean. I'm not sure why people like doing the italicized things. There's no point in doing that. It's very rare where you should be italicizing something. You don't need to just italicize everything. And again, like, this stuff is right next to the date. So maybe put this on the next line down, or just don't put it at all, because this is way too smushed. Let me go back from the top. Your activities should not be really here. Your activities can be their own section. Also, this is 2 pages and can be fixed very easily if you were to just delete 1 or 2 things. So fix that up. Your activities can go in their own section called activities and awards. Something like that. Where it's its own section like this is. Again, the font type, use Times New Roman. This is really, it looks inconsistent. It looks like you're using different fonts, and it's also ugly. So just change everything to Times New Roman. You should have a consistent amount of bullet points on each roll, so you have 1 here, but then 2 here, 1 here, 2 here, 2 here, 1 here. It just looks weird. Other than that, I think your dates are right justified, it looks like. You can abbreviate things. You don't need to say the full months. You can say Jan or AUG. And again, you have present jobs down here. When you're anything that's present should be moved to the top, like how this one's up here. You want your work experience in chronological order. So your most recent job experiences should be at the top. But yeah, okay. Overall, it's an okay resume. 7.5 out of 10. Just could use some work with the... I don't like seeing everything italicized. It just looks really ugly. But maybe it's personal preference. Okay. This resume is pretty scary to look at already. And we haven't even dug into it. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's different font sizes and different formats throughout the resume. So you have your dates on the left side, and they're super tiny. Like I'll tell you why actually. So the big thing is that there's too much white space here. You see how in a normal resume, like this, everything is beautifully compacted and organized, and here it's just like these giant open white space. And the reason your thing is 2 pages is because you don't have your bullet points going like this across the screen. You have them just in that small section. So again, redo this heading too. This heading is not right. Your heading should look like, can't really use anyone as an example, but it should look like this, where your name is here, address, a line. Maybe I have it here, right here. Your name should be in bold. It doesn't need to be all capitalized, but then down here, everything should be across in a line, saying your phone number, your email, your address, your hyperlinks. This is not a good header. And I don't know what this is. You have a summary. This looks like it was written by ChatGPT because certain words are bolded. Please look out for that. You should not have random words bolded, and you should not have ChatGPT writing it. And you don't even need a summary in general. So get rid of it. That would also help on your keeping your resume to one page. You have just the town here. I guess that's fine. I like to do city, state, town, comma, state. Creator at self-employed. This just doesn't make sense. You can either put the name of your business, if you're a self-employed business, like the name of your social media site, whatever it is, or you could just say self-employed. Again, this is a present job and you have stuff in past tense. So please put things in current tense. Other than that, like the content itself is okay. You have everything should be black. I think you're using gray colors in certain areas. So make everything black. And don't bold certain words. This, like, you see the spacing issue right here? You see how you have an extra space before the C, and then this stuff is properly lined up, but not this one. So it's small things like that that I notice. And this is not in past tense. This job is in past tense. You guys have a problem with these. You have to understand, if you're putting a job on your resume that you held previously and you no longer work at that job, these bullet points should be in the past tense. You conducted, you used, you managed, you didn't. You're not writing something, you're not curating, you're not still doing it because the job is done. So that's just something to understand. And again, like, I don't understand the numbers. The numbers is not something you should have. So, like, just say the title. And I don't know why the lowercase is way under the word. I guess this is okay. There's no information about your GPA, which you can add if you want. And this section makes no sense. Because I don't know why there's dots. Maybe that means 5 out of 5, like 5 stars. Like it's a really high skill of yours. But that is not necessary at all. So, and also these skills are super generic. So just delete the whole section. Everyone has these skills, right? And if I see you have these skills, I'm not going to hire you because you have these skills. That's not going to be the reason why I hire you. So just get rid of them. So yeah, the resume needs a lot of work. It's like a 4 out of 10. Let's see. Like, this is a super clean resume. It's just very compacted. Immediately, the GitHub links stand out to me, which I like. I like that you hyperlinked your GitHub projects. You guys should definitely be doing that. If you have GitHub projects that you worked on and you put it in your resume, just put the link next to the experience that you list. What's up, Zoro? But overall, this resume is pretty good. Like, I'm not going to have many nitpicks, but immediately I see your dates are not right justified. You could see that this is, again, I'll use this to show you guys why his dates are messed up. So you see how it kind of covers it here? The 2022 is pushed back, and the 2026 is pushed this way. Like, again, you guys can just click here and then click the space bar until it goes to the next section, and if it does, back up. Do what is the most right justified point in the resume. Okay? And again, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff you can cut out here. Like in your work experience, first of all, the bolding stuff, I don't know why you guys like to do that. I think it makes me really confused at what I'm reading, because you bold your companies that you work at, but then what's the point of doing that? Because you're also bolding random words throughout your resume. So my eye can't find where I need to look for where it starts when a job is listed. If you understand what I'm saying. So don't bold words throughout your bullet points, and get rid of these bullet points. You don't need this many. You should have max 3. Everything else seems okay. Like this. This is the perfect listing that you have. Again, you could, I guess, since your resume is so full, you keep everything in a line like this. But some people like to put web developer intern under it. You put the position under the company. So you put company, position, and then on the right side, you have the date you worked at that. And then you have the location the job was at. But I guess this is fine. It's not a big deal. And again, I really like that you're using numerical values. That sticks out a lot. People like when you do that. But I just noticed you see how you have this stuff bolded and then you have this stuff not bolded? Again, inconsistencies. Why are you bolding certain things and not bolding the other stuff? I like your publications here. And the hyperlinks. Your GPA is good. You're supposed to put a space there. These tools look good. Your academic projects look good too. Again, there's no dates. Maybe just add some dates so we can know when you worked on them. Because these could be something you did, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it wouldn't be as relevant as something that you did much recently. So, and if you want, you can move your work experience up. You should put skills towards the bottom. Your skills should not be at the top. Because remember, when a recruiter is opening your resume, they're going from top to bottom. So what is the most absolute important thing that you want the recruiter to see first? Because if I'm looking at a resume, I'm spending about 5 seconds until I go, okay, I already know this guy's not going to be a good fit. So what am I looking at first when I open your resume? Your education, not really relevant. Your skills, not relevant. This is the stuff I want to see. And your GitHub links are pushed all the way down here, and they're super important, so. Yeah, overall, your resume is good. It's like an 8. Small kinks to work out. Okay, someone else sent their resume. Again, I'm probably going to end the stream soon, but if you guys want your resume reviewed, go and type !Discord, join our Discord, and then send it here in these 2 channels. You could send your LinkedIn profile and your resume. I'm reviewing both. Did we review your resume already? No, I guess not. Okay, so the first thing I notice in your resume is... Oh, let me get some water first. Sorry, my throat is dying, guys. Give me a second. Alright. Yeah, it's because my allergies are killing me right now. Oh, I missed another kid's resume too. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so you have, like I said, the first thing I noticed was your colors. Why are we using colors besides black? There is no point. So please change everything to all black. Other than that, the major red flags are nothing too crazy yet. So I like the hyperlinks and the information here. You can make this bigger, and you can make your name doesn't have to be this giant. Your name could be a little bit smaller. Professional summary, get rid of this. It's not useful. I'm wasting time reading your professional summary when I could just be looking down here. Your education looks really good. Guys, this is like a really good example of an education. You don't need this in quotes. But this is how all of your education sections should look. So take note on that. Okay, for your skills section, again, I don't know why you guys like putting your skills section so high up. You have to remember the recruiters are looking at the first thing that's at the top of your resume. These are not really that necessary. They should be pushed down because, like, here are some skills you have listed here. These skills right here. Terrible. Take them off, please. They're not useful. They're very generic. Like, the rest of this stuff's okay. You know Arduinos and CAD systems and signal processing. I could tell you're electrical engineering or something like that. Yeah, industrial engineering. So get rid of the useless skills. Condense your skills list. You don't really need 100 skills listed out. Your professional experience. Also, your titles should be on the left. So left justify your titles over here. So it should say education, skills. Don't put them in the middle. Okay, your research. Oh wait, you have. Okay, so the first thing I notice is you have an old job at the top. Your jobs need to be listed in chronological order, guys. So 2024 should be at the top since that's the most recent job you've held. These 2022 jobs should be below that. Because if I'm a recruiter, I know it says you're a research intern here, so I guess you want to show it off as much as possible. But still, this was something you did a long time ago, so it's not what I'm going to be interested in. This is something you just finished up last year. So I'm going to ask you questions about it. Yes, I can review your resume. Join the Discord and send your resume in there. Send it in here and send your LinkedIn profile here if you want your resume or LinkedIn profile reviewed. Join the Discord and send it there. Please make sure you send it in PDF format, guys. Okay. Location's good. Everything is right justified. Really good. Yeah. Yep. Like, your resume is super clean. I don't really have much to say. You keep everything at 3 bullet points. It's kept to 1 page. Say projects. Okay, this is you? Yeah, see, that's the thing. People tell you need the summary. Again, it's different for all the recruiters. I don't know why that's normal. I don't know if it's where you're based, like if it's location-wise. Maybe people from those states like a summary. I don't know. But me personally, I'm never reading your summary. I just think, because, like, look at the stuff you mentioned here. You're eager to contribute to innovative projects and continue learning a dynamic worksite. It's very generic. It's like ChatGPT generated stuff. It's like, okay, so is everyone else that's applying to the job, right? Everyone's eager to do this. Known for adaptability. Okay, anyone can say that. Collaboration, you know, that anyone can say stuff, but your real things that are going to hold weight is your experiences. This is stuff you can't just, say you did. This is stuff you actually lived and the experiences you had and the places you worked at and references and connections you built. So I'm interested in seeing this stuff. You also use a lot of numeric values, which I like, that by 40%, by 30%. This is a really solid resume. You don't need to italicize that stuff. You should add dates to these projects. There's no dates. You can add a location too if you want. You have a ton of academic projects? Yeah, okay, so that's where you have to... Okay, so look, this is what you could do. Cut out your skill section and professional summary completely then. Add your academic projects there. No, to your question about 2 pages, don't do that. Don't push your resume to 2 pages ever. Your resume should never be going over 1 page. But another way you could do to save space is decreasing the font size throughout the page. Don't just only decrease font size in certain areas. You could decrease all of the font size throughout the resume. And delete this stuff, because this is not really necessary. And delete this. This will give you a lot of extra room. And you could also get rid of some bullet points here if you want to make only 2 bullet points. Or ask ChatGPT to rewrite these and make them shorter. Just say, rewrite these bullet points and make it not as long as it is. Because you see how most of these bullet points take up 2 lines? Do any of them take up 3? No, but you understand what I'm saying. Every single bullet point you have takes up 2 lines. It's not really needed. Like, if we go to others, not a good example. Like, this one has 1 line, but it's a very poorly written line. I think it'll still be readable. What font size is this? I can't tell. You can honestly go down to like an 11, maybe 10 font size. But yeah, like, you don't need to list everything. I know you probably have tons of different projects. Pick what are the most important, and also you should be tailoring it to what job you're applying to, right? People say that all the time. So if you're applying to a certain job that's going to value projects that you worked on with a certain software or a certain programming language, include that stuff in your resume over the other stuff that might not be relevant to the job you're applying to. But again, I know people say that all the time, but let's be real. Who in the world is going to tailor their resume to every single job they apply to? It's almost impossible because you're applying to hundreds and hundreds of jobs because of how bad the market is right now. So in reality, tailoring your resume is very, very hard and time consuming, and I never did it. People told me to do it, but I never did it. That's aside the point. Okay, but yeah, this is a really good, this is like an 8.5 out of 10. Just fix up some things, get rid of some useless items, and yeah, it's really good. Yeah, let's do the next resume. Guys, I gotta go soon, but I'll try to speed this up a little bit. Yes, I'll review your resume. Yeah, no problem, Zoro. Again, guys, we're gonna be doing helpful career stuff all the time, so just drop a follow on Twitch and YouTube, and you could join whenever. So sometimes you might find we're doing useful streams. Sometimes you might not. You could just skip out. And then we also post the VODs over to YouTube all the time anyway. So yeah, make sure you guys follow up. Thanks, Zoro. Okay, so your resume, the first thing I notice is your font is very weird. I don't know what's going on here. This doesn't look like Times New Roman, so change everything to Times New Roman. I like the hyperlinks. And it's good that, wait, let me just make sure. Oh yeah, Zoro, for your hyperlinks, change it, don't make them blue. And don't make your, you can turn off the underline under your email. That's just and you don't have to make this blue either. So like, this is a good example. He has no underline, and this stuff is black. And I guess you could have it underlined for these, is fine. But just don't make things blue and don't have your email underlined. Okay. You can also format your phone number better. Okay, so again, the first thing I notice is you're bolding this, but not bolding this. A lot of inconsistencies with the formatting. This doesn't need to be italicized. Your education section looks okay. Relevant coursework, I've never really seen people do that. I don't think it's necessary, but you can have it if you want. This is just randomly put in, it seems, but I guess it's okay. Your skill section, just unless you have better skills you can list out, just delete it. It's super small, and I'm sure these are really basic skills in the world of tech. So you don't really need to list them out because people already can tell that you have certain skills based on your experience. Unless you're really new. Again, I don't know how young you are. Yeah, your expected graduation date May 2028, so just leave them on there. Again, guys, like when I give advice, I'm giving general advice, but it's different for every single person because you could be really new to school and have almost no experience and in no clubs and have no work or jobs yet. Or you could be really much older and you have a lot more stuff under your belt, like the previous guy I just showed had a ton. And this guy obviously is much newer. You don't need to add remote. And I'm not sure why this is a hyperlink. Does it go to their website? No, it goes to nothing. So fix that. Why is that hyperlinked? You have a period here, but no periods here. You see, it's just a lot of inconsistencies. You don't need periods at all. I like this. This hyperlink doesn't work. Fix that. This hyperlink is good. You should put this in a bullet point, not here. Say you use these programs or you coded using these languages. Again, you're bolding words. Don't do that. No words down here should be bolded. The rest of this looks good. Okay, you have your extracurricular and awards down here. Don't bold random words. Please stop doing that. You could probably format this a lot better. Where you could format it like this, where you have what was the thing. So I'm gonna give you an example. So you were an honors program and learning community member. You could put that like this, and then over here you put the date, and then you put a bullet point or two about what you did there, instead of formatting it like this. You see how you could format, even though people just format experiences like this, you could format your extracurriculars and awards, your projects. See, like you did it here for the projects. Just keep it consistent, because this is really ugly to read where you have dash and then just a sentence here, and there's no periods at the end of any of these sentences except this one and this one. Yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm saying. So change this section to look like this. Stop bolding random words. Make sure there's periods. Again, copy and paste your entire resume, guys, and put it in ChatGPT and say, are there any punctuation errors? Are there any grammatical errors, spacing errors, things like that? And ChatGPT will pick it up. Okay, this is gonna be the last resume, and then I'll do a couple of LinkedIn profiles. Then I'm done, guys. My voice is killing me. Okay, so the first thing I notice on your resume is the colors. Everything should be black. Please stop using blue. There's no need to make things blue. Your email should not be underlined. It should not be blue. Your phone number should not be blue. And this should be hyperlinked. Please hyperlink this. Again, here's a great example. Your name, your phone number, your email. No, I just messed up everything. And your LinkedIn hyperlinked, or your portfolio. If you have a GitHub too, please, if you guys are in tech, you should 100% have your GitHub or your portfolio hyperlinked here. This. And again, your line, your borderline is not formatted right. I'm going to try to find an example for you. Here's a great example. See how everything is lined up on the left side? Everything is perfectly lined up. The line doesn't go over. The education doesn't get pushed to the side. So please fix that. And your dates are not on the right side. They're not right justified. So like I said again, here is a good example. Everything is perfect. Like if I have my mouse go down this line, you see how nothing is going over it? Everything is beautifully lined up. So fix that. Push your dates back. You have way too many bullet points. Again, you only need 3. Find the 3 most important. Please don't bold words again, like I said. Don't bold random words in your descriptions. And use Times New Roman. I'm not sure if these are different fonts. Don't italicize this stuff either. Don't put this in italics. Put everything in Times New Roman. Keep everything the same. Too many bullet points. It is one page, which I like. Your education is down here, which I like. You don't need to italicize this stuff. This is a bolded parentheses, which is an error. You can go more into depth about your certifications. Because you just saying AWS doesn't really tell me what you're certified in AWS in. Azure, Azure is an entire platform, you know what I mean? Like, what is your certification in? Your technical skills, I guess this is okay to add. This is fine. Again, like, I'm not sure why it looks like this. You see how it gets cut off? That's an error on my end. Never mind. Oh, I skipped over this. Okay, so if you're a research project, you should be adding GitHub links, like that other guy did that I just showed you. Again, I gotta find examples of people who have it, but okay. Something like this, but make it a hyperlink. Right? You see how he has the project that he worked on, then the GitHub or the website. If it has its own website, you should be linking these projects, guys. Otherwise, you know, I'm not enticed to learn about it if you're just talking about it using chat, using just normal text. You should be hyperlinking your projects. Yeah, this is okay. This is like a solid start. This is like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. So good job. Just fix up those things I talked about. Okay, let me review this last LinkedIn profile, and then I'm done. Okay, so again, I don't know if you guys were here when I talked about the other LinkedIn profiles that I reviewed. Make sure I'm connected with you. Good. The first thing I noticed is the pictures. This is not a good picture to have. Also, I don't think this picture is really professional either. So maybe try to find a more professional picture and try to find a more personal picture here. Whether it's a project you worked on, or it can even be something custom, like it says your name, your GitHub, your website, what you do, like your own personal header. Again, some people have it. I don't really know an example to give you, but some people have a really professional one. You shouldn't just use an image from Google. Don't do that. Okay, this looks good. You have what you're majoring in, your school. Again, some people like to put this, you're actively seeking internships. But again, I don't see the point of it, but yeah, it's not a problem. Your about section looks good, but I would just space it out into sections or paragraphs. Don't just have a clump of words. Again, if you go back in our videos, some other people had good examples. Maybe I can pull up this guy's. No, he didn't have it. Okay, you can just look at other people. My LinkedIn has a pretty good example of it. Just pull it up. See my about section, how it's split up. I talk about highlights that I have. Again, even I don't even like my about section that much, but it's good enough to pass. So you can see I have different things split up and talked about what I did for each of these highlights and where I graduated from at the top. See the difference between mine and this one? I don't like paragraphs. Things should be spaced out. Your experience looks good, but these should be bulleted or at least dashed. So like this. Dash, then your experience. And seems like you have it twice, but this is because you were two different graduate teaching assistants, so that's okay. Yeah, just the format of this. Like, this information's good, although this is a past job you had, so these should be in past tense. Supported, facilitated, held, assisted. Like, you did it here. You said graded, but then you said collaborate. So you need to keep the tenses consistent. This is okay. Just maybe add information. What did you do here? What did you do for your internship? What did you do as a research intern? I don't know what you did here, so. Here too. Skills, yeah, it's okay to add skills, but talk about what you did here. Education looks good, but you don't need to do this. There's a separate section for courses. Like, you can add separate courses in your profile section. Like, if you go up here and you click add a section, there's courses and you can add them. You don't need to write them here. Good. These license and certificates look good. If you have the links to these, try to add the links or the pictures of them, like how you have it here. It just adds credibility. And then your skills, good. Language is good. It's always good. If you guys ever speak more than one language, make sure you add them. Okay, this is pretty solid. This is like a 7 out of 10. Just fix up the things I talked about. And then it's good that you have activity too. I like when people have LinkedIn activity, whether you're liking posts, commenting posts, or making posts. Because again, you guys can create posts, even if it's just super generic. It's better than just writing comments and things like that. It just helps you get engagement on your LinkedIn profile, which can help open the door to opportunities with networking. Because remember, LinkedIn is really a networking platform. I don't see it as a job platform anymore. So if you're looking for jobs, the job portal isn't really a good place to look. It's more so try to network around and DM people and connect with people and things like that. Okay. Okay, one last LinkedIn profile, then I'm done. I really gotta go. Yeah, no problem, Zoro. Okay, so right off the bat, this looks like a solid LinkedIn profile. See how it's a more personable picture here? It at least relates to something that's related to her. And then this is a good professional picture. Okay, again, you got, maybe don't put actively looking for internships as the first one. If you want to, you can. It just makes you come across as desperate. This about section is very small. Also, get rid of the period here. And fix the spacing. Your spacing. You see how you have no space here, but then a space here? Anytime you guys use these dashes, please make it look like this. Space, space. Space before, space after. Space before, space after, always. Otherwise, it looks really ugly. Add more to your about section. Don't put generic stuff either. Don't just say you're a very hard worker and you're looking for opportunities. Again, go to my profile if you want examples, or just look at all. You could literally, like this guy, I would just click his profile. Let's see what's in his about section, and you can get ideas from him. Especially if there are other people who are in your space. Software developers, look at other computer science and tech people. This is good. I really like that you're sharing posts and that you're commenting on things and you're liking things. That's really good. Good. Okay, for your experience, you don't have any bullet points, so please add bullet points here. What did you do as a software engineer here? If I'm going to your LinkedIn profile to learn about you, I need to understand what have you done at your work experience? What software programs have you used? What skills did you gain? What did you do for them? Things like that. So just add bullet points like this. But this is good. Your education section looks good. You don't need to add skills. Don't add skills for your college. There's no point. Just add your grades and what the date was and what the school name is. Good. Your license and certificates look really good, but you don't have any hyperlinks to show the certificates. So if you could, try to do that. Like add a picture or add the ID for the license, whatever it was. Because you just saying this, a lot of people could just lie about licenses, which I don't like. So having the actual certificate shown goes a long way. Love volunteering roles, good. These look great. Just add bullet points. What did you do as a cadet? I don't know what this was. So add bullet points, just like you're going to do for here. Skills looks good, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so yeah, this is a really solid LinkedIn profile. It's like 8.5. It's just, again, you guys are missing, fix up this and add bullet points to all this stuff. and add examples to that. But yeah, this is pretty solid. 7.5, 8 out of 10 LinkedIn profile. Good job. Okay. That's going to do it. Oh, my throat's killing me. I'm dead, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm glad I was able to look at a lot of your resumes and LinkedIn. We're definitely going to keep this up. I'm going to do this like a couple of weeks later down the line or a couple of months later down the line. But yeah, we have a busy week ahead of us for Starter U. We're going to start our new internship program. And we're going to be launching our new rideshare platform, which I'll talk a little bit more about later on. But I'm going to send the links in the chat. Again, there's all our links there. Make sure you guys are following our company page on LinkedIn. Make sure you're following me on LinkedIn to see anything that we post. Make sure you're in our Discord servers. We have a hackathon, a normal Discord, and a Starter U Live Discord where I post stuff about the streams. And make sure you guys are followed on Twitch and YouTube so you don't miss any of these streams because we do a lot of helpful career stuff for students. That's what we do. So there's a bunch of things. We're going to have speaker panels, a bunch of professionals coming and talking, and you can connect with them and network with them, maybe land jobs or internships, and other things like interview help and preparation, and live practice and resume reviews, and you name it, we're going to do it. So make sure you guys stay tuned for all that. And yeah, other than that, reach out to me on LinkedIn if you ever have any questions. Someone just sent their LinkedIn. Again, dude, I just finished up, but I'll do a really quick review of your LinkedIn, okay? Just because you just sent it. But I was about to end the stream, but I'll do this really quickly. Okay, this is the example right here. This is a great professional picture, and here. Great pictures, dude. This is a great heading as well. Guys, you should be taking notes of this guy's profile. I'm already connected with you. Good. You have a view my. I really like this too. If you guys can add a view my portfolio button, like a link or a link to your website. I don't think it's a LinkedIn premium feature, so go ahead and do that. His about section is really good. Just maybe get rid of these emojis. I don't like emojis. This stuff is also pretty like generic and standard, so maybe be more personable here, or just delete it completely. You don't need it because like. Anyone could say this. This looks like ChatGPT wrote it, which I'm sure it did. I think I almost know it did. This stuff is really cool. Featured work. You add some featured stuff here. I love that. You're posting. I love the posts on LinkedIn. I love the comments and likes that you add. Good. Yep. So stay active on LinkedIn. That goes a long way. Your experience looks good. Just add more bullet points and add it in bullet point form. So add like this. A dash or a bullet point, something like that. This looks really good. Yeah, just bullet point this stuff so it looks better format-wise. But this experience looks great. You guys can take note of his LinkedIn and take ideas from it. Again, he has show credentials for his courses that he completed and certifications, so this looks great. Projects too, he has hyperlinks off of to show the projects that he worked on, and he talked about the projects he worked on. His volunteer roles. You see how he talked about them as well? This is great. Great. Everything is great. This is like a 9.5. Just fix some of the formatting stuff. Clean up the about section. Other than that, this is a great LinkedIn, bro. So good job. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys follow up on our YouTube and Twitch. If you have any questions, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm super great at responding, even though I have tons of DMs to go through all the time. But I try to find time to respond to you guys because, again, we're all about helping students, no matter where you're from, land any sort of career roles and get advice on how you can start job hunting and how you can better promote yourself online and be a professional. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today. I'll catch you guys. I'll probably do a stream throughout the week or the weekend. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good, productive week. And I'll see you guys in the next stream.